Hello everyone, and welcome to this year's RSP's Yet to Be Defined Celebration Special! Presenting the quiz this year is myself, Jonathan Tuckett of the Unseen University! You will not see her face once during this entire broadcast special, but a big thanks goes out to Sammy Bishop for helping out everyone. In this year's game, we are going to be playing the deadline, in which 4 aspiring procrastinators will try and evade their supervisor, Carole Cusack, as she brings on the dreaded submission deadline. The way the game will work is we will give our 4 procrastinators a quick opportunity to get a little bit of a head start on Carole. They'll each be asked 4 questions each, which will advance them 1 stage further on the track ahead of Carole, which they already are. In round 2, it becomes a multiple choice question round in which everyone will compete at once together, including Carole. I'll explain how the questions will work for round 2 when we get to it. But in round 2, if at any point Carole catches up to these procrastinators, they have been caught and they have to submit whatever drivel it is that they've got. First things first, we need to introduce this year's competitors. And beginning with contestant number 1, we have the RSP co-founder David Robertson of the Open University. This year, representing the IASR for the very first time, we have Jenny Butler of University College Cork. And returning because he was a bit of a laugh last time, we have contestant number 3, Stephen Gregg of the University of Wolverhampton. Also representing the ISASR, we thought we'd add an extra contestant to give them a bit of a chance. It's Hazel O'Brien of the Waterford Institute of Technology. And finally, we have the dreaded supervisor, quizmaster extraordinaire, Carole Cusack of the University of Sydney.
This is really hemispherist, isn't it? But I'm a young southern hemisphere person.
Okay, well, we'll rectify that in 2020 during the IHR Congress. So, without further ado, we are going to move on to round 1. We will move along the contestants one by one. So, contestant number 1, David Robertson. Your question is, current affairs. Which tattooed pastor recently left the church they founded?
It's the straight edge guy, but I don't know the name.
Ooh. Tick tock, tick tock.
Nah, I don't know his name.
You don't know the name? I can't remember the name either, so it's a good job I wrote it on the board. It's Nadia Bolz-Weber.
Of course. It seems so obvious.
It does seem so obvious. Okay, contestant number 2, Jenny. In which country did a senator recently call for a final solution on Muslim immigration?
Which country?
Which country?
The US.
I'm afraid, Jenny, it was Australia. Stephen, your turn. Which religious group recently demanded representation on BBC Radio 4's Fought for the Day?
Atheists?
I'm afraid not. I would have accepted either pagans or druids. And finally, Hazel. Who was recently described as an existential threat by Jewish newspapers?
I'm gonna say the Democratic Party.
I'm afraid it was Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Well, procrastinators, you really are procrastinating quite hard right now, aren't you? As we move on to question 2. RSP, name that face.
Oh, it's an RSP question.
It's an RSP question. There's more than one. Yes, I'm going to test how much you've been paying attention to your own content.
Thanks, Jonathan.
So, David, who is this lovely face?
I know it's on the homepage right now.
Yes, it is.
Which means it's one of the editor's picks. Probably about 3 weeks ago. Secularization.
I need a name. I need the name of the person, not the topic. The topic is easy. The name is difficult.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. It was Augustin Fuentes.
That's not who I was thinking of. Sorry, Augustin.
Okay, Jenny. Name this face.
Have I mentioned I'm really bad at faces?
We're all off the hook now. David didn't get it. I know this one.
I'm going to have to pressure you, Jenny. No. Okay, it was Lois Lee.
Superman's girlfriend.
And Stephen. Name this face.
Looks like a young Christopher Biggins.
Is that your final answer?
It's as close as I'm going to get.
I'm afraid it's Will Sweetman. And finally, Hazel.
Yes.
Name that face.
I don't know.
You don't know. Not even a wild stab in the dark.
No.
Oh dear.
Back in the day.
It was Erica Bornstein. Wow, the procrastination continues. This could be a very, very short game of the deadline.
Couldn't be any better, I promise you.
That is a lie, and
Oops.
you know it.
Question number 3. World religions.
I object to the title.
It should have, at very least, it should have
He
quote
will not
marks,
answer on
Jonathan.
principle.
Show.
It should be easy because there's only 5 of them.
Not as mine as even.
Well, David.
Atheism doesn't count, okay?
1,743.
Don't shout out the answer to later questions, please. Okay, David. Alongside Islam and Christianity, what was the 3rd world religion in early classifications?
I believe that would be Buddhism, Jonathan.
You would be correct, David. David Robertson gets off his bum and does a little bit of work.
Can I just clarify, have you chosen all of the questions to try and trap me? Is that...
No answer?
Okay.
Jenny, according to our very own Stephen Sutcliffe, we can compare world religions, indigenous religions, and new religious movements to what?
What's the answer?
Steve, the context is Wikipedia where I pulled it from. Okay, Jenny, have you got an answer for me?
Well, it must be Christianity.
Oh no. That wasn't a very Steve Sutcliffe thing to compare it to. It was, of course, the English Football League. Okay, Stephen.
Classic routine.
According to Wikipedia, the number of Taoists ranges between... Them lot ranges between X and Y. To the nearest 10 million, how big is that range?
Goodness me. Okay, there's a lot of people in that part of the world, but how many of them are Taoists? Oh, gosh, 60 to 80 million.
So 80 million is the range?
60 to 80 million.
So 20 million would be the range.
Oh, sorry, it's the nearest 10 million. I'm so sorry. I'll go for 70.
70 million. I am afraid the answer is 161 million. The estimate is between 12 million and 173 million. Missing 100 million people off. Of the 20 featured religions on the BBC's religions page, how many contradict their own definition of religion and its emphasis on creation by a supernatural agency or agencies?
Good question.
How many contradict their definition?
They very explicitly provide this definition, and a certain number of their own religions contradicts that definition.
It's the BBC's definition.
The BBC's definition, that is the definition they provide.
I'm going to say 18.
It's not quite that bad, but it is 3. Atheism, Taoism, and Buddhism. Taoism. Yes, we got Taoism correct this time. And the final question, to give yourselves a bit of a head start on Carole. Religion? Really? So, first question, David. Of the 20 featured religions on the BBC's religions page, which is the only entry which features the subpage titled, "Is X a religion?"
I would assume atheism.
I'm afraid it's actually Shinto. Atheism is unquestioningly accepted as a religion. Ladies and gentlemen, the BBC.
I see their religion coverage is as good as their political coverage.
Jenny, with an estimated 8 million practitioners, Taekwondo would rank where on the highly reliable adherence.com's estimated religious population chart?
How is the charts?
20 is the total on the chart. So 1st to 20th.
10th.
10th. You are very close. It is actually 12th, just beating Baha'i at 7 million practitioners.
I'll give her that. That's close enough.
Moving on to Stephen. Again, according to the highly reliable adherence.com, X is a religion. But for the majority of X supporters, X functions as a movement and/or lifestyle choice, not their primary religion. What is X?
The clue's in lifestyle choice.
Any answer?
What's your point, Paul? It was too subtle. Vegetarianism?
Nearly, actually. It's not too far off. It is animal rights.
Oh, come on! Come on! People, I ask you, come on! What's the foundation of vegetarianism if it's not animal rights?
I would suggest...
Because vegetarianism also appears on the list as a separate entry.
Probably the most vegetarians would be
Yeah.
due to ideas of purity and not...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, highly reliable adherence.com. You can tell that my research for this quiz was very, very thorough. For 5 minutes. Okay, and finally, Hazel. To the nearest 1,000, how many people listed their religion as heavy metal in the 2011 British Census?
There's a definitional query in the back there, which I think should be held in my phone. No. England and Wales.
Okay, fine. Excuse the stereotypical white imperialist male giving the question and replacing England and Wales and assuming that just covers the entirety of Britain. Let me qualify.
Stereotypical one. I think you're quite a bit worse than that.
Let me qualify it as England and Wales.
Okay. How many heavy metalists can there be? Let's say 3,000.
3,000. I'm afraid it's 6,242.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Okay, so as we move into round 2, only David has managed to get a soupçon of a lead. Okay, so in round 2, the way round 2 is going to work is I am going to put a statement or a question up on the board. Here, for example, is our practice question. Which of these is a world religion? And our contestants will be provided with 3 options: Buddhism, Christianity, and atheism. What the contestants will do is they will hold up their cards with the appropriate letter on it. So you want to hold up the card which matches the statement. So, David, would you be my guinea pig in this instance? Would you decide for us which of these are world religions?
Oh, so I can hold up more than one card?
You can hold up more than one card, and sometimes you might not even want to hold up a card at all. So in this instance, David would actually score 3 points. Because David has not only correctly identified Buddhism and Christianity as world religions, he has correctly identified that atheism is not a world religion. So, question number 1. Which of these scholars was featured in the recent run of RSP Editor's Pick? A. David Wilson, B. Donald Weeb, C. Naomi Goldenberg. Okay, and the correct answer is only David Wilson and Naomi Goldenberg. So, Carole gets 3 points, Hazel gets 3 points, David gets 3 points, Jenny gets 2 points, and Stephen gets 1 point. Oh dear.
Stephen, don't think of leaving academia as failing.
Stephen, you've been caught by the supervisor.
Oh.
You've got to submit that drivel.
I didn't do anything.
We're
blaming you,
the same amount as Jenny.
Oh dear. We've lost 2 in 1 round. Jenny, I am so sorry. The ISR are probably really quite disappointed in you right now.
That's okay,
But-
because we're the ISASR.
You know what? I'm not going to even edit that one out. That was brilliant. Okay, thank you very much both to Stephen and Jenny for playing. We've on. Okay, contestants. Question number 2. This could be dangerous for everyone. Which of these are video game religions? Wadib, Yevon, or the 9 Divines? You have 10 seconds.
This is going to be a total guess.
Okay, and the correct answer is Yevon and the 9 Divines. So, Carole, if you hold up your cards for me again. So, Carole got 3 out of 3 there. Hazel, you got 3 out of 3 as well. And David, I'm afraid you only got 2 out of 3. Muad'Dib is from Frank Herbert's Dune.
However, Jonathan, I have a game called Dune based on the Dune books that on my Amiga 500.
Unlike any good presenter, I have a response ready. We are not accepting that because the video game is an adaptation upon original source material, whereas in the other 2 cases, these are original material. That's right. I'm ready for shenanigans.
You are harsh.
He's a hard man.
You're harsh.
Why do you think no one will employ me? Which of these films are Christ allegories?
Oh my Lord.
Alien 3, RoboCop, and E.T. 10 seconds, go.
All of them. What's a Christ allegory?
Carole, I need an answer from you. The correct answer is all of them. So Carole only got 1 of those correct. Hazel got 2 correct. And David got all 3 correct.
E.T. is a Christ allegory. I've seen it a million times.
He comes from another land and he's got a sacred heart.
Honestly, I thought Alien 3 was the questionable one.
He comes back to life.
White rose.
He dies
Okay.
and comes back.
Question number 4. Which of these are books of the Bible? A. Titus. B. Jedediah. C. 4 Kings. You have 10 seconds. Go. Ladies, your time is about to run up. If you don't put a card up, I'll accept that as 0 answers. The correct answers are Titus and 4 Kings.
Which Bible?
Well, you should have asked that before you answered the question. I told you I had a response prepared. I can't remember.
Something from Wikipedia?
Yes, it was from Wikipedia. In this
You've been
instance,
conned.
Carole has scored 2 points. Hazel has scored 0 points. And David has scored 2 points as well. Hazel, you held out as long as you could, doing your organisation very proud in their first time entry. But I'm afraid you have been caught. Whatever it is that you've got on paper has to be sent off for publication. And then we're going to have to say goodbye.
I'm bringing the wine though.
Has turned.
You are.
Okay.
You beat me last time. So
No, not last time, the time before.
yeah. The last. Well, I've only ever been in it once.
But that was because you were absolutely full of drugs.
That's true.
That Kevin Whiteside gave you.
Okay, contestants, can we stop talking about drugs on a recording?
As in medicine, not hallucinogens.
For the interests of parity, if every religious studies scholar is supposed to know every book of the Bible, then surely we need to know every book of the Pali Canon as well.
Which Pali Canon? Eh?
The one that's in Pali.
Whichever one I got off Wikipedia again. Which of these are in the Pali Canon? I can't even pronounce those, so A, B, or C? We've got an answer already. Let's see, which is the correct answer? Oops. It is only C. So Carole gets 1 point, and David gets 2 points. David is starting to get ahead. Okay, question number 6. Which of these Asgardians have been featured in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? A, Boulder, B, Tyr, C, Idun. We've got an answers already. The correct answers are only Tyr. So both of you score 2 points in this instance. Question number 7. Which of these are big questions in Antave's definition of worldviews? A, who are you? B, how do we get there? C, why am I repeating Ninian Smart? 10 seconds. Go. I'm afraid it is only B. So Carole scores 1 point. David scores a whopping 3 points. He's getting... He made...
Are we not looking at a serious conflict of interest if I win?
No.
I'm going to edit in a very suitable response at this point.
Well, that's it.
Potentially the final question. Question number 8. Which of these characters has been resurrected more times than Jesus? A, Buffy. B, the Doctor. C, Gandalf. And the correct answer is only Buffy. Doctor Who does not resurrect. Doctor Who regenerates. So, Carole scores 2 points. David scores 1 point. Question number 9 for the win for David. Which of these recent Gifford lecturers has not been interviewed by the RSP? Richard English, Bruno Latour, and Sheila Jasanoff. I've got to accept their answers, and the correct answer is Richard English and Sheila Jasanoff, because the RSP is not really interested in natural theology, and no one else is either.
Good on you. Totally agree.
And on that note, we have a winner. David Robertson.
I never have to do this again.
You're still the champion of champions. So.
David has successfully evaded Carole Cusack and got away with doing no work whatsoever.
I think this
You
is
did a fair bit.
this is the pinnacle of my career, Jonathan. I have to say.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the deadline. Could you give a big hand to all of our contestants who've been great sports this evening? Thank you very much, everyone. Can I get a big hand for my invisible assistant, Sammy Bishop?
She wins.
She wins. I made a quip about. Finally, can I just get a big hand for some of the RSP members who have been helping out and have made this entire thing possible? So thank you very much again, David. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Vivian. So this has been the We Couldn't Figure Out How to Define It celebration special. All that remains to be said is thank you for watching.